Bonjour, Denise, Bauer, our ambassador for the Olympics even, and congratulations for all the achievements that you have made in your life. I have a request from Waynesville, Ohio, here in the Midwest, where we have had our share of successes on a national level as well, but none so great to me as the election of the man who appointed you and brought you in to the fray, President Barack Obama. I have made speeches about the impact that it made not only on me, but on the student population at the University of Dayton here in Dayton, Ohio, famous for its ex-governor and descendant of President Professor Taft, Governor Taft. We would like to, here in Waynesville, Ohio, try to market a little bit a campaign that was started called the U.S. for Hope. It's a campaign about reaching out and trying to help people to find a more efficient and safer way to prominent citizenship and to become a tax-paying American so that we can stabilize as a country and also integrate in all of the different variables in the citizens throughout the world who need to leave their homeland for one reason or another, much like we see in the Bosnia situation. I have a letter written from my ancestor, Private Roy Smith, from the United States military back in World War II in March of 1944. It's a powerful letter that tells us about our young GIs who are asked to bear such great responsibilities as the Normandy invasion was. I would like to be able to use that letter and to explain the appreciation that I have for the Statue of Liberty, which stands in our harbors here in New York City and shines a light or a beacon to the world from Paris Island, letting all immigrants know that if they are terrorized, if they are hungry, if they are afraid, or if they are being banned and pushed out of their country, our harbors have always sought their refuge, and our flag has always welcomed them into our society. We were once the immigrants here who left the shores, as you well know, in Europe, seeking to be independent, to worship in our own churches, to raise our families to our standards and our values and our systems, and came here and were helped by Native Americans like Sacagawea and Pocahontas. Lewis and Clark were able to explore new lands. And my great-great-great-grandfather, President Andrew Jackson, the 7th President of the United States, took place in the sovereign side of the South and had to lay claim for the Americans here in this land that was foreign to us and become the first congressman in the state of Florida, where U.S. for Hope campaign generated funds through a book I wrote called A Book of Hope that I posted. I had people print it, I had people sell it, and I gave them directions to two of the great institutions in the United States of America, REDCROSS.org and ALS.org, two places that we can put our money to make sure that it gets to Miami, Tallahassee, Ocala, Orlando, and protects Walt Disney, a place where our families are able to go and enjoy the family time that is so valuable here in these United States of America. If I would be able to find some kind of sponsorship to do a reading of the letter to Crab Orchard, Tennessee, from Private Roy Smith to my grandfather, James Donaldson, they called him Jack, on my mother's first birthday. It's an insight to what I would consider to be a very confused, very afraid young man who had seen enough darkness for a lifetime as he battled the oppression, similar to what we see today with the Bosnians, as he helped to lay claim back to Europe and to help Winston Churchill take back England and help provide a map back to sovereignty in Europe and the elimination of the Fuhrer, Adolf Hitler. We have seen lately many resemblances to those late to early 1930s campaigns, where even our own White House on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue was stormtrooped, much like they did in the Blitzkrieg of Warsaw, or the opening acts when they destroyed the Chancellor and took the Nazis, the SS did, with their Fuhrer. We can never again have terrorist accounts like the ones that came out of Washington when Donald Trump tried to overtake what had been ruled on by the American voters, with orders that were questionable and may be brought to fruition if we take a closer look at the Patriot Act, which has attacked our civil liberties and our privacy here in the United States. But, as Lady Luck would have it, provides an outline for us to prosecute the financiers of Donald J. Trump and his oppression against our ladies of liberty. His misogynistic values never did represent the United States American father. Today, I'm proud to say that our U.S. for Hope campaign shall continue on, and hopefully shall do it through our ambassador, someone that we're proud of, someone who has achieved, and someone who understands what it means when she has to work a little bit harder than some to get the recognition or the validation that is due to her. You are a symbol of that Lady of Liberty, and I ask you to please help me get this marketed to the proper channels as I continue the campaign for the 2024 Olympics in recognition of a letter from Crab Orchard and Our Lady of Liberty.